Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video is a very exciting one because I did receive the Rawbeautykristi and Colourpop collaboration in PR, so I was so thrilled to sit down today, share with you this collection. I'm going to show you swatches of everything, give you my first thoughts. I do have two different looks that I'm going to be showing, one using just the palette, one using the palette and some of the Super Shocks, trying out the liners and the glosses. I did also get a lot of requests to do some comparisons with Kristi's prior collaboration with Pure Cosmetics, so I'm going to show you some swatches from this palette and how they do compare to her new palette with Colourpop. But wait, there's more. Not only did I get one PR box, and I actually got two PR boxes. I'm not really sure why I got two, but you know what that means. There's going to be a giveaway in this video to win your own PR box with everything from the collection inside, including the note in here from Kristi. So we have a lot to get through in today's video. It is such an exciting one. Let's go ahead and get started. At the time that I'm filming, the palette is still in stock. Also, the lip gloss that I used today in Glacier, that one is still in stock. I will have some links down below, of course, if you are interested. But I feel like this launch went really smoothly compared to Kristi's last collaboration. I know it was such a wild success, but a lot of people were left feeling a little displeased that they were not able to get what they wanted from the collection. So I was really excited that it seemed to go a lot more smoother. A big thank you, of course, to Colourpop for sending me over this collection, and also a huge thank you to Kristi because she actually reached out to me herself and asked for my address and said she wanted to send me the PR. I'm not sure if that's why I ended up getting two of the packages, but that really means a lot to me. Of course, I can like feel my nose tingling, like I want to cry, but it really means a lot that I'm sure she is so busy right now. So for her to reach out to me to say that she really appreciates the support, she said my support hasn't gone unnoticed, that really means a lot. It really does. So thank you to Kristi for honestly just reaching out in general, even if it wasn't to get my address to send over PR, just to reach out to say thank you. It really touches me, so thank you to Kristi for that. Let's go ahead and go through the collection. I will show you some close-ups and swatches of everything, and starting off with the eyeshadow palette. This is at Forest Sight. Okay, this palette is beautiful. When I saw it, I mentioned this in my Will I Buy It video. I wasn't sure when I was filming that if I was going to get it in PR, and I said that I would be purchasing it if it did not come in. And I love the colors in here. I love the tones. I love that it's once again mostly mattes. Kristi's palette that she did with Pure also was mostly mattes, and I'm a fan of that. I love my mattes, and these are so easy to blend. You will see in the demo that I'm almost a little bit caught off guard by the quality in this palette because I don't think that to me, it felt different from the other Colourpop palettes that I've tried, with the exception of the recently released Baby Yoda, or I'm sorry, the Child palette. I always want to say Baby Yoda. I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know what I'm talking about. When I tried the Child, I was like, wow, this seems a step up, and I already really like Colourpop eyeshadow palettes. So when I was trying that one, I was almost caught off guard, and when I went to use this one, I mean, you will see, it speaks for itself. It's so easy to use, so easy to blend these shadows. I was so impressed with this. So this palette retails for $20. If it's still in stock by the time this video goes up, I'm filming on Friday, I'm planning to get it up by Sunday, I highly recommend that you grab it. I highly recommend that you grab it. I do have a code with Colourpop. It's a non-affiliate code. It's 5Samantha for $5 off your orders of 20 or more. Sometimes it works on new releases, sometimes it doesn't, but you know, never hurts to try. But to go through the different shadows, we have Puffball, a matte mid-tone yellow-brown, Chanterelli, a matte muted marigold, Rainier, a matte terracotta, Old Growth is a matte muted warm pink, Evergreen is a metallic olive, West Coast is a metallic yellow gold, Homegrown is a matte chocolate brown, Amanita is a rich matte merlot, Fiddlehead is a matte olive, Emerald City is a deep matte teal, PNW is a matte navy, and Let It Rain is a matte black with copper pinpoint. The only shade that does have the asterisk next to it is Amanita, and that one is more of your pressed pigment. So that is the deep purple. I did use this on my eyes in this look right here. With the pressed pigment, it's a little bit easier to kind of like stain the eyelids. I usually don't have a lot of issues with that with Colourpop. I will see when I go to remove this if I have any issues with it kind of staining my eyelid, but I appreciate that they have that marked, and it's also marked on the palette too. And then it does also have the asterisk on the back, just so you know if you have certain eye sensitivity or you've noticed issues with pressed pigments before, that might be one to skip. But the other shades, there's no pressed glitters in here, which I really enjoy. Once again, mostly mattes, but those two shimmers are so stunning. The packaging, I mean, everything about this collection and this palette just screams Kristi. I love the concept behind it. I love the names of everything. She did an amazing job, and the palette I was blown away by, truly. There are also 4 Super Shocks in the collection. They retailed individually for $7, or you could purchase the set of 4 for $28. I do believe that there's a restock coming on this, or at least I hope I read that there's a restock coming. And I will say the Super Shock shadows are not typically my favorite from Colourpop. I know a lot of people love them, and a lot of people have a huge collection of them. For myself, I'm just not a huge fan. They are easier to use with your fingers. I don't like using my fingers to apply makeup. I prefer my brushes. And I also don't prefer single shadows. I'm much more likely to go into my palettes on a day-to-day basis. But once again, you're gonna see in the demos that I was pleasantly surprised with the Super Shocks that I decided to use. I like being able to find the Super Shocks that are more unique to my collection, that just have a little bit more like pop and wow to them. And Kristi did a phenomenal job at picking out the shades, because the 2 that I used in this look right here, I was like, okay. So for the Super Shocks, we have Campfire, which is a metallic orange with silver and gold pinpoints. Mycelium is a pale gold with silver and gold pinpoints. Olympic is a cool ivory with silver pinpoints. And Like a Moss is a metallic golden olive. I did only use 2 out of the 4 in the look that I did today, so I'll definitely be trying out the other 2. The 2 that I did use, I actually really enjoyed. I was a little bit caught off guard by that too. Then we have 3 cream gel liners in the collection. I really enjoyed that she put the liners in here, because the eyeliners from Colourpop are really fantastic. I enjoyed these back when they first released them. I was a huge fan, and then they discontinued them for some time, like they weren't available anymore, but then they came back, and I swear they're even better than they were a few years ago. These retail for $21 if you purchase all 3, or $7 if you purchase them individually. So for the shades, we have Woodsy, which is a mid-tone warm brown, Marigold is a matte marigold, and Spare Time is a matte forest green. So I did use both the brown and the green in these looks today, so you'll see a demo of them, but these are fantastic eyeliners, and for $7 individually, even if you don't grab these, if there's a certain color that you really enjoy for an eyeliner, I would still recommend these from Colourpop. And then lastly, we have 2 different luxe glosses in the set. These retail for $9 each. The one that I have on my lips is Glacier. This is the one that's still available at the time that I am filming. This is an icy ivory with silver pinpoints. And then the other gloss in Wildflower is a soft pinky nude. Colourpop doesn't have my absolute favorite lip glosses. There's just some other formulas that I prefer a little bit more, but I thought Glacier looked really pretty. I had used it in addition with a Colourpop lip liner, which I do love their lip liners. I wouldn't say these are like the standout from the collection for me. Definitely to me, it's the palettes, the Super Shocks, and then the liners. But I know that she likes their glosses, so the addition of the glosses definitely makes sense. And I really do enjoy the colors that she picked out. Both of them are what I would wear. Glacier I would wear just a little bit more because I really like these types of tones. So that is everything in the collection and the swatches on them. And like I said, people were asking for comparisons between her collab palette with Pure Cosmetics and then also at Forest Sight. So I'll go ahead and show some close-ups of the palettes side by side. It's a little bit challenging because the Pure palette is double-sided, so you can't really get like the full grasp all at once. I have to flip the palette back and forth. But I also went through and swatched the shades that I thought were most similar to the one from the Pure palette, and I swatched those next to each other. I'm not the best swatcher in the world ever, and I don't really do comparison swatches a lot, but I gave it my all. I gave it my best shot. So for the comparison swatches, for Puffball, I swatched from Pure Cosmetics Copper Boxes. For Chanterelle, I swatched that in comparison to Camelot from the Pure. With Rainier, I swatched it with the Told You shade in the Pure palette. Old Growth, I compared that to Moo Point from Pure. Homegrown, I compared that to You're Not My Real Dad from the Pure palette. I compared Emerald City to Garden State in the Pure. And then for PNW, I compared that to Hurtful in the Pure palette. I really didn't find a ton of similarities from the two palettes. I was really thinking the blues and greens were gonna be similar, but if you can see from the swatches, they are really quite different. So I was appreciative of that, because that was kind of the first thought that I had, was like, oh, these two are almost the same of what's in the Pure palette, but they are completely different. I hope that you found the comparisons helpful. If you do already have the Pure palette and you were wondering if it was going to be really similar to At Forest Sight, I really don't feel like it's too similar, and you're going to get different shades from each palette. I think it would have made a lot of sense if they were super similar to one another, but it also to me makes sense at the same time that they're somewhat along the same lines, because it's her collection, it's what she loves, the colors that she reaches for. So I can kind of see it both ways, but truly I don't think that these are all that close to one another. Okay, so that is the collection and swatches, and let's go ahead and jump into the demo of these eye looks. Hello. Okay, let's get started. Look number one, I am going to be using just the palette for this one. I'm using some different Colourpop brushes, so I will try to link any that are available down below. So first I'm going to come in with Rainier and using an E23, and I'm going to focus that right in the crease here. I have some different shadows in mind that I want to use, and it's definitely going to be a very, like, what I'm going for is like a very blended look, so this is going to have to be a trust the process, which I'm not good at. I'm not going to lie to you, I have trust issues with the process. I'm going to keep building up just a little bit here. I'm going to take a larger blending brush. This is the E22. This beautiful kind of like mustardy color definitely makes me think of fall. And I'm going to blend that on top and just again kind of work it back and forth. Grabbing some of Homegrown on an E27. I'm gonna start to tap this on kind of like this blank area that I have right now on my lids on the outer part, and just kind of flicking it out where I created kind of more of that wing shape with those two shades. Then I'm gonna put this one right in here, kind of flick it out, kind of starting to create a little wing. And I'm gonna start small and work my way up, just because it's working with darker colors, so I don't want to go too overboard. Just kind of creating that shape here. When I get to the middle part of my lid, I'm just gonna be lightly flicking it towards the middle here, and I'm gonna blend some other shades too. Just kind of lightly doing a little flick. I'm gonna go back with a little bit more of the red and the yellow. I'm just gonna kind of keep blending as I go along too, just to make sure I still have those colors in, but everything is looking blended. Then I'm gonna go into Let It Rain on an E29. I'm gonna tap this ever so gently right on the outer part of my eye, really where I started to create that flick for a wing. I'm really gonna focus that shade right in there. I'm gonna take a little bit of Homegrown and once again do the little flick action and to kind of blend that too. Moving over to some shimmer, getting West Coast on my E25, and I am going to start to pack, excuse me, excuse me. I'm gonna pack this onto my lid. This is a dry brush. I did not spray my brush, and I just tapped. I tapped so lightly. Okay, then I get to where those other shades are, just really kind of lightly tapping over everything. Kind of blend it here. You guys know I like Colourpop palettes. I'm a big fan. I've bought several. I have a huge collection of them. I recommend them often. But when I tried the Baby Yoda palette, I was like, okay, it seemed even better. I was like, wow, all right. Because to be honest, sometimes with Colourpop collaborations, especially that I've noticed with Disney, sometimes I haven't loved the quality as much. So I wasn't really sure what to expect going in with the Baby Yoda, but I was like, hey, okay. And same thing happening with this one. I'm just doing, again, just kind of coming back to keep blending how I see fit. I'm not the world's best blender. I was gonna say worst. Not the world's best blender. Let's do it again. And I don't have the most amount of patience, but I feel like we're doing pretty good. From here, I'm just gonna kind of look and see what I want to add, what I want to build up. Taking some more of the darker black shade, tapping it out here. The only fallout I've gotten so far is a little bit of that black shade. Everything else has been so smooth. I'm just using a brush. I don't have anything on it, but I'm just using this to kind of clean it up out here, just to make it look a little sharper. I'm really loving this. Whew. I'm gonna use some of the green liner on my waterline. And for my lower lash line, I'm first gonna pick up Fiddlehead, which I had to. It's such a beautiful green, with a pencil brush and E28. I'm going to smudge that to the lower lash line. Then I'm gonna add just a little bit of Puffball to blend it out. I'm gonna use the same brush. I'm just gonna add that just a little bit lower to that green because I like a kind of smokier lower lash line. I also really want to play with evergreen, so I'm grabbing a liner brush, the E30, right to the inner corner here, and kind of bring it a little towards the center, a little bit too on the actual inner corner. All right, so here is how the first eye look came out using just the At Foresight palette. I feel like lashes would definitely complement this look. I'm gonna add a little bit of mascara so you can see what it would look like before lashes, but I am gonna pop on a false lash on this side. All right, so again, here's the eye look with just some mascara, and I'm gonna pop on one of my Pure Diva lashes. And here is the eye look with lashes. Okay, I really love this look. I feel like it was so easy to put together. Even though I used a lot of shades, I feel like it still was really quick to do, and I'm really digging this one. What do you guys think? All right, so moving over to look number 2, I wanted to do something maybe a little bit softer and incorporating more of those Super Shocks. So first up, I'm gonna grab Old Growth. I love this kind of tone. Using a blending brush from BK Beauty, this is the 202, and I'm going to run that through my crease a little bit higher and just windshield wiper motions back and forth. Adding on a little bit more here. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of Amanita, and I am using a Sigma. Oh, the lettering is all wiped away. This is like the E35 or 45, one of those, but I will link it in my description box. I'm gonna add this to the outer part of my eye. I was trying to use different shades than from what I used before. This is a little bit darker than I was wanting to go, but I also wanted to keep it more on like a lighter theme versus using like the blues or the greens on this eye. And then I'm gonna blend this out also. And coming back with Old Growth and just gonna blend these together. And then I was not going for more of a dramatic look, so again, just taking a brush to kind of clean up here. I really was going for like a softer look, but the shadows in here are just, they're so pigmented, but I don't mind. I'm gonna grab some of the Olympic Super Shock shadow, and I'm gonna use my finger. These all looked so beautiful. I'm gonna start to pat this on the center of my lid. That's just okay. Yeah, that's stunning. That's pretty. And then I want to take a little bit of this one too. This is the, oh, how is this pronounced? Mycelium? I feel like that's, I'm not saying that correctly. I'm probably not doing any justice to the Pacific Northwest in this video, but that's all right. And I'm gonna grab, since I do have longer nails and I need to get in to get my nails done, it's harder for me to get right on that inner corner of my eye. So I'm just gonna grab a little brush from BK Beauty. Again, this is the 207. And I'm gonna pick up the Super Shocks. Definitely work better with your fingers. But again, it's just, I would mess it up if I tried to do this with my nails. I'm just gonna do my best to pop this one right here on the inner corner. Just for a little something. Just to see. Oh, that's pretty too. Oh, that one's really, really cool. This one looks more like a glossy type of finish than Olympic. Had a little bit more, almost like a little bit more of a base to it, I would say. But this, yeah. I'm not always the biggest fan of the Super Shocks, but if I can find Super Shocks that I feel like are really unique or different, that's what I tend to gravitate towards, and both of these are really fitting into that category. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of Old Growth again and kind of just do a little blend action. So this is a different look than I was originally kind of going for, but I still love it. Like, I still think it's so beautiful. I was not expecting to enjoy the Super Shocks as much, just because, again, like, they're not always my favorite, but wow. I'm having so much fun. I'm having so much fun. You know, I'm not a makeup artist. I'm not like the most creative sometimes with my looks. So I get really nervous and I feel like a lot of pressure when I'm using certain palettes that I know are really sought after. I feel a lot of pressure, and sometimes it makes me get in my head too much that I find myself not having as much fun as I should be playing with makeup. But like this, I've had a blast sitting down to film with these. Do just a little cleanup action because I feel like we got a little bit carried away here in the center. So I'm just using the powder I used today, which is from CoverGirl, and I'm just gonna kind of tap the powder right in here just to kind of diffuse me really getting carried away. That's what we're doing. I'm just gonna use a little bit of powder out here too, where I was kind of cleaning up before. And that's all. I tend to go overboard, so I often end up doing this. I am gonna use the brown liner in my waterline for this look. Okay, I was trying to do the cat eye thing because I did a little bit too tight line. Then I added some like right here in that inner corner, but I really can't, I just can't do that very well. I mean, I tried. I feel I was getting a little too far. I took it a little too far. I was just, you know, I've been sitting here, I've been having so much fun. I was like, let's just try that. But I'm like, ooh, I've never been able to pull that off. Okay, I'm gonna come back to my Sigma brush, and first I'm just gonna kind of load it up with Old Growth and then smudge that on my lower lash line. And since this was the brush that I had used Amanita on, we got a little bit of that pigment too, but I tried to really go hard with Old Growth, so I feel like that's good right there. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of the second Super Shock that I used, the Mycelium, and that same BK Beauty brush. And I'm just gonna kind of tap this right on the inner part too. Again, this is the one that's gonna be a little bit more like of just like a sheer topper. So I'm just gonna kind of right here, you know. We use technical terms here if you're new to my channel, hello. I always use very technical makeup terms. Take notes. Really just kind of connecting it from where I did it on the inner part of my eye. And then a little bit lower too. Let's do a little on the brow bone just to kind of tie everything together. Okay, I might want to put this all over my face, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. Seriously, I really can't remember the last time I sat down and was having this much fun. This was a blast. I really enjoy how this side came out too. Like this side, more dramatic, more oomph. This side, we still got that oomph, but the Super Shocks are, I'm glad that I decided to do a look with them instead of just kind of focusing on the palette, because I'm pleasantly surprised at how much I enjoy these. Right, so here is eye look number 2 with just some mascara. I think it's beautiful. So easy to do. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of lip gloss. I love a good light shimmery gloss, so I'm gonna go in with Glacier. But first I'm gonna line my lips with Little One from Colourpop. I'm a big fan of their lip liners. All right, since it is a clear gloss and I do have lip liner on, I'm just gonna add some to my hand here, and then I'm gonna pick it up with my finger, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and tap this on. Right here is the gloss. I do enjoy just having a little bit of sparkle on my lips. I think that it's really pretty. So this is it for the demo with 2 eye looks and one of the glosses. Right, now that you've seen me demoing the eye looks, if it's not clear, I'm a big fan of this collection. Obviously, I'm a fan of Kristi and I'm a fan of Colourpop, but I think the demo especially makes it very easy for me to say, like, did you see how much, truly how much fun I was having using this collection? And I really would recommend, especially the palette, the liners, and the Super Shocks, and those are some of my standouts from this collection for sure. But Kristi, I mean, 2020 has been not the greatest year for a lot of people, but you are making this year your B word, and I am so proud of you and I'm so happy for you. And this was a collection that so many of us wanted for such a long time, and you did an absolutely amazing job. And thank you, Colourpop, for finally collaborating with Kristi, because this was incredible. But if you do want to win your own PR box, let's go ahead and jump into the giveaway. Alright, so I try to make my giveaways as easy as I can to enter. So if you want to win your own PR box from the Rawbeautykristi and Colourpop collection, just make sure you're a subscriber over here. Give this video a thumbs up. I do always appreciate that. And then just leave a comment down below and include the hashtag SamSquad in your comment. That is it. So if you want to leave a comment on something about the collection, but you are not entering into the giveaway, just don't leave that hashtag. I will be choosing a winner from the comments that do have that included in there. The giveaways are open international. I just ask that you are 16 or over, or you do have a parent's permission to enter. I will have a bonus entry going up on my Instagram also, so if you're not following me over there, just head over to March Beauty Word on Instagram and you will see the post with a flat lay from this collection, and there will be a bonus entry over there. But to win, you just must be subscribed to my YouTube channel and leave that comment with the hashtag SamSquad. If you are entering though, if you want to leave another way to contact you, if you are entering on Instagram, if you want to leave your Instagram handle in your comment, that will help me out a ton. Or if you just want to leave another way to contact you, because sometimes with my giveaways, people don't get notified when I comment back to them to say that they're the winner. So if I have a secondary way to contact you, it can just make things a little bit easier and a little bit quicker on both of our ends. But that is it for the giveaway. I try to keep them super simple, and again, I'm not really sure why I got the 2 PR boxes, but what I did, I was like, perfect, I'm gonna go ahead and include a giveaway in here, and I hope that you're excited for it, and maybe we'll be the lucky winner that you get to try out this full collection from Rawbeautykristi and Colourpop. Alright, that is it for today's video. I really hope that you found this one helpful. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts down below. But that is it for me. Please make sure to like this video, of course, subscribe if you are not yet, and I will see you in my next video.